Okay, well, Cameron Brandt is now joining us. He's Director of Research at EPFR Global. Cameron, great to have you with us here. From all of us here, Merry Christmas, season's greetings to you, your family, your team. And thank you very much indeed. It's good to speak to somebody on the other side this time of the year. So great that we're chatting. Cameron, how are flows looking though, and what's the latest trend? Because here in India, with the state election results and after what the Fed said, markets have done very, very well. Go
on. They have more honestly of a closing the books on 2023 rather than chasing this suddenly more bullish picture in the markets. We saw a sort of a sharp reaction to the initial Fed remarks after their policy meeting in mid-December. But since then, it's been, certainly from a fund flows perspective, mostly pretty technical. Now, the happy exception has been dedicated India equity funds, which in the past week set a new mark for weekly inflows of just over $1 billion. So India's story continues to resonate very strongly. Investors seem to be pretty comfortable with where their exposure is for most other asset classes.
So India dedicated funds hit record inflows of $1 billion last week. Cameron, morning. What about India's share in the emerging market or the Asia-Pacific Japan? How do these inflows, have we seen a pickup in the inflows or the percentage that India gets?
The allocations are rising, but quite cautiously. I've been a little surprised by how slow the big gem funds have been to tilt the allocations away from China towards India. But they're definitely on the rise. Now, unfortunately, that's a mixed blessing at the moment because global emerging markets funds have struggled, where dedicated funds have been doing extremely well. And for India, the big diversified funds have struggled to attract fresh money in the second half of the year. So they really haven't been a great conduit of additional portfolio capital to India.
Cameron, hi. I suppose that's been one big trend with respect to flows this year, right? Investors getting a little more granular in terms of which emerging market they want to pick, as opposed to seeing this as a basket, which was pretty much how things used to be over the past one decade. Do you see this trend continuing into 2024? From all that you hear around you, are India dedicated funds likely to keep mopping up this kind of money?
It certainly remains one of the points of light in the emerging markets universe. There's certainly some other emerging markets that have part of India's story. There's some that have a bit of a reform story, some that offer strong growth. But really none I can see that sort of offer the almost Goldilocks combination that India can hand out at the moment.
The other thing many are wondering is that will China continue to go wrong in a very big way in 24 as well? Or, some of the stuff that they've done over the last couple of months, especially after President Xi's visit to the US, and the many steps which have been taken, that will start to turn things around. But it is also a fact that late in 24, there are US elections, right? So politically, it would make sense to kind of, show up China as the bad guy and what politicians are doing to fight it. We saw that in 2020. We saw that in 2016. So just your thoughts, Cameron.
Well, certainly in terms of flows, the optimism is once again building that China will move up through the gears in terms of stimulus measures. The market's been hoping for these all year, though it hasn't really got them. At the moment, foreign investors remain very cautious about China, but for a variety of reasons, domestic support remains strong, certainly from a fund flow perspective. And obviously, if China does start to make some more aggressive moves, there's a fair bit of bounce back available. So it could be a very good, at least short-term trade. So people are waiting for China to show them the money, but if they do, or if people get the sense that it really is coming, I think China will become very popular again in very short order.
All right, Cameron, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for your time. Great speaking with you, and season's readings once again. Thank you very much for joining us and being with us through this year, and look forward to many more chats. Well, time for a quick commercial break here. List of top stocks to watch out for with a research team coming up next. Stay with us.